with the weather. Hopefully everything will be pretty good. But if not, the weather's crazy. So hopefully we'll have a full session. But
Yeah.
do you have a strap, or I have a yoga strap here, but I want to do some hamstring work today. And or if you don't have that, if you have a belt or maybe a bathrobe, like a bathrobe tie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I met my new doctor yesterday for the first time, and when I weighed in, I've lost 25 pounds doing the show.
Congratulations.
Thank you. About 15 more to go, and my clothes ought to fit me again.
Wow, that's exciting. You're working hard and taking good care of yourself. There's something to that. Yeah. Awesome.
But I mean, it's just amazing if you just don't eat sugar or carbs. Even that alone, I stopped beer and wine and stopped sugar and carbs, and that in itself just, and then with the intermittent fasting and pretty much one meal a day, totally works. And 5 quarts of water every day, and
Wow.
25 pounds down.
That's awesome. And you don't have the inflammation that comes from sugar and alcohol and all that. So your body's probably feeling pretty good. Just physically. Awesome. Congrats.
Thank you. All right, I've got my.
All right, what's that?
It's a robe.
Okay,
robe
perfect.
belt.
Yeah, you can use that for. So we're gonna do some floor work today. Definitely do some good hamstring work, because that can often like tighten our back up. And then do some IT band work, like right along here, which is a tough area to stretch.
Okay.
Do some abductor work as well, and just loosen this whole area up to help free up the back. And then we'll do some strengthening today too, maybe work on those dolphin poses. I know you're excited about that.
Yeah, watch. Good.
You want to be all like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, but did you see my little cartoon reference of my muscle going boo?
Oh. Yeah, I know. Why doesn't the gravity go in the other direction?
I know.
No, we just have to start flipping our world upside down, and then we'll be fine. So I have this nice card today. I always like to do an affirmation card. And this one that just happened to come up was, I take a nice deep breath and release all resistance to healing. It's funny. That's and it says, I am willing to release the need for this condition. So I take a nice deep breath and release all resistance to healing. That's so interesting, because when I was working on some clients yesterday, I do a lot of energy work, and there's some resistance, to not resistance in a bad way, but like as we work on ourselves, right? The layers, we get layers that free up, and then new layers, deep layers come up, that from childhood or from whatever.
Yeah.
And there can be a resistance to going, oh God, I got to do another layer, I got to face this, I got to deal with this. And so to grow as a human being and to grow in the spiritual world, whatever that looks like for you, we have to look at that stuff, and it's easy to just go, and that's okay too. Sometimes you have to take a break, and sometimes you have to be like, I'm not ready for that yet. You know, like it's we just got done this. I'm going to celebrate that, and then I'll take that on. So with a nice breath, can work for everything, right? Just for healing, for moving through stuff, for anxiety, just anytime we can always go, there's just something like that can shift so quickly, even on that emotional stuff when we get really amped up, to just be like, okay, I'm going to take a nice breath. So let's do that. So getting comfortable, let's just take a couple of those really deep, just deep breaths. And you can soften your eyes. And just find a nice comfortable seat. And then inhaling through the nose. Seeing how deep that breath can go into the belly, down past the navel. And then just exhaling out the mouth. And do that a few more times, just really feeling that. And exhaling. Last one, inhaling. And exhaling out the mouth. Good. Now I'm going to do a little quickening motion to kind of, because it's such a damp, kind of dreary day, let's just do a little bit of kind of, this will be something I want to do. I want to just kind of get the vibration going. This is great right here for immunity. And just kind of doing some tapping around the meridians here and around some energy points. This helps kind of get us activated. Yeah. So doing this is the thymus gland here, and it's like you're kind of activating that to help the immune system kick into gear.
That's interesting, because sometimes when I'm feeling emotional and I want to resist it or kind of get grounded, I'll tap on myself there.
Yeah.
By this, what is this? So the something sternal notch area.
The sternocleidoid, blah, 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 I think. Yeah.
It seems just a natural thing to just tap there, to be like, hold on.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was like a thing.
And then let's do this because, sometimes this dampness can like affect our congestion a little bit, feels a little, and that feels nice just around the eyes, right under the eye sockets, kind of make sure those sinuses are moving pretty well. Kind of wake us up. Good. And now we're going to take our hands and make like little fists. And we're just going to gently, where our kidneys are in the back, we're just going to slightly, just not a lot, like tap that area. So we can also like kind of get the adrenals kind of going. So this is a nice alternative to caffeine. Although I like my 1 cup of coffee. Although
I hate caffeine.
I've switched to tea now. I'm trying to like wean off a little bit or switch it up.
I quit coffee in the 90s, and like a week or so ago, I made the mistake of having a cup of coffee in the middle of the day, and I was up until 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it was 11:30 at night, and I was moving furniture around in my house. I'm never having coffee again.
All right, so we got the adrenals going, we got the immunity going, we got the sinuses going. Okay, so let's go ahead and let me do one more thing to activate. Sorry. And you can switch your feet or switch your legs to the opposite if that works for you. And then I want to just do some nice, like we're going to inhale. It's like the cat cow, but in a sitting position. And I want to do it kind of quickly. So we're kind of like doing this pumping action, right? Kind of pumping the digestion and then opening up the heart. So with that, so we're going to do it like inhale, exhale, like that. Okay.
Okay.
do a few rounds. You work with your breath because it might be a little different than mine, but just know inhale, exhale. And we want to keep it kind of like that. And make it so when you're like, can you hear that?
Yeah.
So that'll also like clear the sinuses in that way too. And so if you have, need a tissue, you might. Okay. Ready? Go
Yep.
ahead. If you get a little dizzy, then slow down. We're gonna just do a few more. And relax, slow down, let the legs come out straight for a minute. Whew. And then just shake them out. So that's really good. Like as we get into fall and winter, doing that like real kind of forced, like inhale, exhale like that is, it really helps fire up this area. So if there's any congestion, it can really help drain it so you don't get sick. Okay, let's try one more round. All right, you ready? Go ahead and begin. And slowly stop. Woo! It's powerful too. When you have some like brain fog, if you get that sometimes, you can feel it, right? Like it sharpens your mind. Like I can feel like how much it just kind of cleared out some of those cobwebs from the morning. It's like can be really powerful, that kind of breath work.
It's amazing what oxygen can do for the brain.
Yeah, we need oxygen. Okay, so you ready?
Yep.
You can see me okay, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let me just show you what we're gonna do. Just so you don't have to kind of look up and try to figure it out. And I'll talk you through it. But we're gonna kind of work like from here. We'll start with the right side. And then we'll go out. So we'll take the leg out to the side. And then we're going to cross over and take the leg to the opposite side. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's start with the right side. So we'll keep the left leg down straight. And then you're going to take your strap or your robe, what's it called? Rope thingy. And put it on the like balls of your right foot. And then while you're here, you want to keep your shoulders down on the ground. So really the only work that is happening is just your legs. Does that make sense? So your shoulders are down. And you've got a grasp on the, I'll just use strap for lack of a better term, the strap. Okay.
Okay.
And then what we're going to do now is we're going to just bring our foot towards our head. So we're going to bring our leg towards our head and then bring it back to neutral. We're going to do that a few times. So we're just doing that dynamic movement to loosen up the muscles. So you're just kind of going forward and then back to like 90-degree angle. Going forward, 90-degree angle. Warming up the hamstring. And maybe as you're warming it up, you can almost feel a little bit more lengthening and maybe you're able to take it a little bit further. But don't push yourself right now. And now find your edge. So as you bring that leg forward towards your head, see where you can get a good stretch without too much pain. You don't want any pain. You just want to go, oh, that feels really good. Like that's the kind of feeling you want when you pause. Now make sure you drop that right hip down because our tendency is to kind of lift it up. So drop that down. Your shoulders are relaxed. How does that feel for you?
Like it's working.
Yeah. Now, so these are all these little movements that exemplify the stretch. So while you're here, try to lift the heel up towards the sky a little bit. And then you'll feel more of a stretch in the calf. Feel that?
Yep.
Okay. So let's just hold again for a few moments so we can lengthen the muscle fibers. Drop that right hip down, take out any tension. And now you're going to take the strap in your right hand only. So just hold the strap in your right hand. Let the left hand be down like at 3 o'clock. If your head was 12 or something like that. You want it to be like in a T position. And then we're going to bring it over to the right side. So you're holding the strap and then you're dropping the leg to the right side. You feel that? Then you feel the hip opening a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a great way to work the hamstrings and really isolate the muscles. Now we're opening up those abductor muscles. Again, now allow that heel to move away from you to deepen the stretch. Hold it here and breathe. Keep that left hip grounded into the earth. And depending on your flexibility, you might be able to pull the strap a little bit closer to your head, but see what feels good. Now we're going to take that leg up. You're going to switch the hands so the strap is in your left hand. And you're going to cross over to the other side. Now this can be a pretty intense stretch because we don't often stretch our IT bands. So your right arm now is just a balancer and you're crossing over to the point where you're like, whoo, I can feel that. You feel that?
Yep.
And breathe. Woo. For me, I have really tight hamstrings, so this is always really good. Nice. Now slowly bring it back up to that 90 degrees and press it towards your head one more time. And you can hold the strap with both hands if you want. Just allow the shoulders to relax on the ground. And then go ahead and release and put that right leg next to the left leg. And doesn't it feel like 4 inches longer?
It really does.
It's like, wow, just that little bit of stretch really helps with lengthening. All right. I mean, it really feels that much longer. So
It really does. Oh, weird.
Let's do the other side so we don't hobble about. We're going to take the strap, put in the pads of the foot. Keep your elbows and shoulders on the ground. And you might notice one side is a little tighter than the other side. So we're just going to rock a bit, like forward, up towards your head, and back to neutral. Forward, and back to neutral. And just go back and forth, warming up the hamstring. Few more times. See if with these next few ones you can Maybe get it just a wee bit more of a stretch. And then find your edge as it comes closer to your head. And then let's hold that there. So the right leg is long. And the left leg is moving towards your head and settling into the stretch. Woo. Does this side feel tighter for you or?
No, I think the other side did.
Other side. All right. So now let's take the strap in your left hand. You're going to use your right hand as a balancer. And we're going to draw it away from us. So kind of creating this nice opening. Oh, making sure that that right hip stays, as centered as possible. And then again, you can kind of move it up towards your head if you want to like deepen the stretch. It feels good, right?
Yep.
So just playing with that a little bit. Good. Now you're going to take that straight up and switch arms. So the left arm will be a balancer and the right arm's going to take that leg, and you might feel that's intense for me. And you can feel that stretch. Allow the heel to move away from you. And you should feel like this side, that IT band. You feel that?
Yep.
Okay. You find the angle that gives you the most stretch for your money. While you're here, also move your left hip away from you. So here's these little bits that you can do to optimize. So you move the hip away, you press the heel away, and you can really feel more of that stretch. Good. Slowly come back up. Woo! Bring it towards your head one last time. And then bring that leg down and see if it feels like it's more connected with the other.
Ah, symmetry.
Symmetry. Just shake your legs, like kind of lift them up, pound, kind of lift them up and down, just get a little energy in them. The backs of the leg. Yeah, that feels nice. Good. All right. Then go ahead and bring your feet, plant them on the earth. Bring your palms face down by your side. We're going to do a little bit of those pelvic tilts just to work the spine. You're going to lift the hips up. So we're doing a modified bridge pose. Your knees are hip width apart. Lift the hips up and slowly round the spine down. And now draw your knees to your chest and lift your head up towards your knees. So you're rounding here. Good. Let's do that again. Plant your feet down, palms by your side. Lift the hips up. Hold here, chin towards your chest. Round the spine down. Allow the tailbone to connect to the earth. Bring your knees in towards your chest and head up towards your knees. Good. One last time. Plant the feet. This time, can you tuck your shoulders underneath and grasp onto your hands? And if you can't, just do the same thing you did. Otherwise, we're going to kind of tuck our shoulders. So we lift the hips up. We tuck the shoulders underneath. We go ahead and grab our fingers, interlace them. And now that's a little bit more of a deeper bridge. Good. Release the hands. Slowly come down. Draw the knees into the chest and rock from side to side. How was that bridge pose? Were you able to grasp onto your hands?
Yeah, I actually grasped my ankles instead.
Wow.
Is that okay?
Yeah. That's really good.
It's just because I have really long arms. That's why.
Wow. Awesome. Now we're going to rock from front to back. So we're going to kind of get our hands behind our knees and just rock back and forth. Okay. So when we do this, we're going to go into boat pose. If you're not sure what boat pose is, you can look over because I'm going to go in it right now. So here's boat pose. So you have your hands behind your knees. This is a bit of some abdominal work. And you're lifting the chest up. And you're keeping the back straight. Do you see what I'm doing?
Yep.
Okay. And do you feel that working your core?
Yes.
So we're going to do that again. We're going to rock back and forth. And we're going to rock right up into that pose. When you do that, you're going to have that chest kind of puffed up, spine long, and we're going to hold it, okay? That's called boat pose. So go ahead and let's rock back and forth. This is good on the spine. Let's do a few of these. And when you're ready, let's go right up into boat pose. It doesn't have to look pretty. There you go. And you can just hold on to your knees or whatever works good. Puff up that chest. Good. Nice. And breathe. Take a moment here. All right, and release. Good job. I know, right? Feel the burn. Now with that, so what we're gonna do next is just like have our hands kind of behind our back, have our knees, and we're just gonna do a little like windshield wiper. We're just going from side to side. That feels good. All right. And let's take a moment and just kind of reconnect. We've been doing a lot of work. So just kind of sitting straight again. Take a moment to get recentered. Just feel like all this stuff activating right now. The chest, the abdominal area, the spine, the hamstrings. Like we are working it all. Good. Just softening the breath. And then you ready to power it up a little more?
Okay.
That's how crazy we are on this Tuesday morning. Actually, because it's rainy and dreary, having a little bit more of a powerful practice really helps when it's like hot and you want to have more of a cooling practice. So this is really good to kind of get the mind, the body rearing to go for the day. All right, so let's go into that dolphin pose. Do you remember how to do that?
No.
Okay, that's okay. So what we're gonna do is when you're in tabletop, we're gonna come on our forearms, remember? And we're gonna kind of gauge the width of it by our hands to our elbows.
Oh yeah.
And then we're gonna just like go into interlacing our fingers, and then we're gonna work with that down dog kind of motion. Did that work with shoulders or anything when we've done that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so we'll do that, and then we'll release into child's pose. Okay. So this is more of, so again, let's go ahead. We'll come down onto our hands and knees and our forearms. And you can use that hand thing as a guide for the width. And then go ahead, interlace your fingers. Adjust anything if you need to. We're going to curl our toes. First, let's just curl our toes and press back, just to stretch the bottoms of the feet. And then come back to center. And then we're gonna lift the hips up and work that dolphin pose. You just stay to what feels good for you. Take a couple breaths. And then come on down. And before we go into child's pose, let's stay with the way our arms are. Bring the right foot back. Curl the toes and let's just stretch out those calves or that right calf. Good. And then let's stretch out the left calf. Bring the right knee back in, stretch, stretch, stretch. Bring the left knee back in, and then go ahead and bring your hands down by the side and allow your forehead to rest on the earth into child's pose. And now rock the forehead like side to side. Just a nice way to release any tension, headaches. Good. Go ahead, bring your hands. Let's do one more round of that same thing. So we're going to go into dolphin. So again, get your hands in the position, interlace your fingers, and then go ahead, curl the toes, press the hips up. Nice. Allow the belly button to move in towards the spine. That's a nice way to kind of get the strength from the core. Take a few breaths. Good, come on down. And then let's do, okay, you can do child's pose. That's good. Take a moment here. Good, and then come back and go into the tabletop. So we're gonna come back into tabletop, and then I want you to stretch out that right leg. Just get a nice stretch in the calf. And then the left leg, switch. Good. All right. Hey, we did a lot. How you feeling? We worked hard today. You feeling okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
my on the last one, my hips were cramping and I had to go down for a sec.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Does it feel okay now?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just like wind it down because that was kind of like our pinnacle. And just wind it down slowly. Yeah. Releasing the lower back. Yeah, that was a little more power than I usually do in gentle yoga, but I had a feeling you could handle it.
Thank you.
Good. And then go ahead in the opposite direction. And then come back to center and drop the shoulders down. And let's do left ear to left shoulder. And then let's do right ear to right shoulder. And let's do chin to chest. And then lift the chin up towards the heavens or the sky, if that feels okay. Come back to center and round. Like just do some shoulder rolls. Any last little bit of movement you might need. Maybe you're like, I gotta do a little stretch here, a little stretch there. Kind of listen to what your body needs and take the next few moments to do what you need to do. Or if you're not sure what to do, but you know what your muscles, then let me know. But sometimes it's just nice to have a few minutes of, I like to call it free play. Just play, explore, stretch the arms if you need to. Ah. It is just downpouring. We'll probably have some flash flooding, I would imagine.
Yeah, there were warnings up there and
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Flash flood warnings up there and down here.
Yeah, I
And
think
it's raining right now here too, but not a deluge.
yeah. So if you're ready, let's wind down into our relaxation pose. So that's the one where you get to lay on your back, have the legs spread out, and just like, they call it corpse pose, but I find that kind of, dark.
The palms be up or down?
So just the palms are face up, so you're in that nice receiving mode. The shoulders are relaxed, the jaw softens. Allowing the feet to just kind of part, getting heavy on either side. Listening to the raindrops. And there's just something comforting about being in a nice warm space. And the weather outside is doing its thing. Just feeling all of the activation we have done today. Thanking your body for being strong, capable, reliable, able. We take that for granted sometimes. All right.
I feel like we've had such a workout, like it was condensed and intense. So I'm all like loose and rubbery now.
I know we did a lot of strengthening and lengthening, and it's good as long
I
you know.
feel lengthened and strengthened.
Good. So we did what we set out to do, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I will plan to see you next time. Yeah, I'll be teaching next week. So if you're here, I'll be here. Hopefully, I'll see you.
All right.
Have a great
Thank
day.
you. I
Namaste.
hope you do too.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're
Bye.
welcome.